The Titanic sank because of a secret the crew knew, but never told. A navigation error, a missing key, a fire burning for days. The real Titanic story isn't what you learned in school. It's far worse. April 10th, 1912. The RMS Titanic, the largest moving object ever built, departed Southampton, England, on her maiden voyage to New York. 2,224 passengers and crew. The ship newspapers called unsinkable. 4 days later, 1,517 of them were dead. Titanic was a floating palace. First-class passengers enjoyed a gymnasium, swimming pool, squash court, and Turkish baths. The grand staircase cost more than most people earned in a lifetime. Third-class accommodations on Titanic were better than second class on competing ships. But beneath the glamour, something was wrong from the start. Among the passengers, millionaire John Jacob Astor IV, unsinkable Molly Brown, and over 700 third-class immigrants seeking new lives in America. Captain Edward Smith, the White Star Line's most senior commander, was making his final voyage before retirement. Everything seemed perfect, but the crew was already hiding 3 catastrophic problems. Before Titanic even left Belfast, a fire ignited in coal bunker number 6, right next to the hull. Coal fires were common, but this one burned for over 10 days. The crew tried to extinguish it, but it kept smoldering. Recent analysis of Titanic's hull photos, taken days before departure, show a 30-foot black mark exactly where the fire burned. Experts now believe the intense heat weakened the steel plates, making that section of the hull brittle. When the iceberg struck, it hit that exact weakened spot. The fire may have sealed Titanic's fate before she ever left port. The Titanic's lookouts, Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee, were stationed in the crow's nest with a critical job: spot icebergs. But they had a problem. Someone locked the binoculars in a cabinet, and the officer with the key had been reassigned at the last minute. David Blair, the original second officer, was bumped from the crew just before departure. In the chaos, he accidentally took the key to the binoculars locker with him. He kept it as a souvenir for 50 years. After the disaster, Frederick Fleet testified, "If we had binoculars, we could have seen the iceberg sooner." Investigators estimated binoculars would have added 5 to 10 minutes of warning. At 22 knots, Titanic covered a mile every 2.7 minutes. Those missing binoculars, they might have saved 1,500 lives. On April 14th, Titanic's wireless operators received at least 6 ice warnings from nearby ships. The messages were clear: massive iceberg field directly ahead. From the SS Mesaba came the most critical warning, but the operators were overloaded, sending passenger messages, rich travelers paying premium rates to telegraph loved ones. The critical ice warning from SS Mesaba never delivered to the bridge. Captain Smith never saw it. Hidden behind the crackle of technology, a warning vanished. And the ice lay directly ahead. But the most shocking secret? A decision made by the ship's officers in the final moments. A decision that still haunts historians today. 11:40 p.m. Lookout. Frederick Fleet spotted something in the darkness. He rang the warning bell 3 times, the signal for object dead ahead, and telephoned the bridge. Iceberg, right ahead. First Officer William Murdoch ordered hard a starboard and reversed the engines. 37 seconds to impact. But here's what most people don't know. Reversing the engines was the worst possible decision. It cut the rudder's effectiveness in half. If Murdoch had only turned without reversing, Titanic might have missed the iceberg entirely. Instead, the iceberg scraped along the starboard side for 7 seconds, opening 6 compartments to the sea. Titanic could survive 4 flooded compartments, not 6. The ship's fate was sealed in under a minute, 2.5 hours to live. In the calmest ocean on Earth, the deadliest silence had already begun.
Titanic carried 20 lifeboats, enough for 178 people. But 2,024 were aboard. Even worse, most lifeboats launched half-empty. Lifeboat 1 had capacity for 40. It left with only 12 people. Why? Crew members feared the boats would buckle under full weight, even though they were tested to hold far more. Panic, miscommunication, class barriers keeping third-class passengers trapped below decks. By 2:20 a.m., Titanic's stern rose 90 degrees into the air, over 1,500 people still aboard. The ship split in half and vanished beneath the North Atlantic. Water temperature 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Survival time 15 minutes. Here's the secret that changed Titanic's legacy. Second Officer Lightoller, the highest-ranking officer to survive, lied during the inquiry. He concealed mistakes made by the crew, downplayed the missed ice warnings, protected the White Star Line from liability. For decades, his version became official history. Only in the 1950s, when survivors' private letters surfaced, did the full truth emerge. The cover-up had lasted 40 years.
The Titanic disaster revolutionized maritime safety. Enough lifeboats for every person, now law worldwide. 24-hour radio watch, so distress calls are never missed. The International Ice Patrol, monitoring icebergs in the North Atlantic since 1913. SOLAS, safety of life at sea, regulations still governing every ship today. No major transatlantic liner has struck an iceberg since. Titanic's 2,500 victims changed the rules forever. For 73 years, Titanic lay hidden 12,500 feet below the surface, until Dr. Robert Ballard found her in 1985. The wreck field spans miles. Personal belongings, shoes, china, suitcases, frozen in time. The ship is deteriorating. Metal-eating bacteria consume 400 pounds of iron daily. Within 50 years, Titanic may vanish completely, returning to the sea that claimed her. But her legacy? That will never sink. The Titanic disaster wasn't just a ship sinking. It was human arrogance meeting nature's power. It was class inequality, ignored warnings, and split-second decisions with permanent consequences. 1,017 lives lost, but millions saved by the lessons learned. The hidden truth of the Titanic isn't just tragedy, it's transformation. Want more untold stories from history's darkest moments? Subscribe to History Unlocked, where we uncover what really happened.